Okay, sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Right, so if you show open up Pivotal Tracker, we can do that.
Okay, I'll do that. All right, you can see my screen.
Yep. Excellent. Okay, so right. So if you press an arrow to the right of the aspect epic,
Where's the RSpec? Right here?
it's on the right column. Yeah. So if you no, no, if you click the arrow to the right of the epic, yeah, this one. This will show you all connected stories, the stories connected to this epic. And if you press, do you have a plus sign there to create? Ah, right. Right. Let me invite you to the Pivotal Tracker so you can actually create stories.
Oh, okay.
Right. And how do I do that? I wonder. Haven't done it for ages. Let's see. View members. Right. Ah, damn. I cannot invite anyone at this exact moment. Right, let me just write a message to Brian.
Okay.
What's your email address?
Christopher.milne@gmail.com if you want to.
Post in the group chat of Hangouts.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. There you go.
Yep, I got it. Right, so in that case, let me add the story for you.
Okay. I got an email earlier saying that I'd been added to website 1 on Pivotal Tracker.
Oh, really?
Maybe I have to just press this button. Hold on.
Yeah, maybe you need to log in.
There we go.
Aha, excellent.
Okay, so I go into the RSpec epic, I click the right triangle.
And you click the plus sign.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's it. And here you create the story. So here we should give it a name, like I mean, it is connected to aspect refactoring, so it is about aspect refactoring. So we should just notify what exactly you are going to be refactoring. Now for that we need to choose a controller, a model, or a view to refactor. Right. Let's go to the website. If you go to the website 1 itself, I can give you a quick overview of its functionality, and you can choose the part to refactor.
Okay. So here is my local copy. I'm just gonna start.
Right. So basically, the main sections of the projects are: it is the user management section, which deals with signing users up, signing in, changing passwords, profile page, things like that, and showing the list of members, which is the members part.
Okay.
Now, another big section is projects. and projects. Projects is all. So basically, we have a document model and the project model. Project model is all the projects, and documents are child of projects. Children of projects. Right. So any project can have documents associated with it. We can edit those documents. So there's quite a lot of functionality about that. Now, another thing is articles. Articles are very similar to documents, except that they don't have a parent project. They're just articles by themselves.
Okay.
What else? Yeah, those are the articles. The next thing is we have a few static pages, and basically static pages are some kind of text documents, but just not under articles or projects, like the About page, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, so we have a static controller which saves all those static pages. And another big part of the project is events. Now, events, I was showing you, the way I was creating an event and starting the Hangout, how that stores the information about the event in the database, stores the link to the Hangout, the link to YouTube video, and things like that. Right, so according to Pivotal Tracker, Nikita, which is our newcomer who came in just a week ago, he's been working on refactoring the documents view specs.
Okay.
So you could say that. Hi, John. And you can pick anything else you like.
I would think maybe the articles would be a good place to start, because it's probably not, mixed in with all the other functionality.
All right. Let's go and have a look at the articles. What are you used to code in?
Sublime Text scripting.
I mean, is it RubyMine? Is it what kind of editor? Are you on Mac? So
no, Sublime Text usually, but I'm trying to transition to Vim.
All right, cool. I am a Vim addict, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So let's go and have a look at the articles view specs and see if there's anything to be done there.
Let's speed that up. All right, so I'm looking at the index view spec.
All right, let's have a look. Index for articles. So, yeah, well, so basically you can make up a story in Pivotal Tracker refactoring view, control, and model specs for articles.
Okay.
Or something more concise like articles, model, control, view specs.
Is that an adequate file name?
Yeah, just add refactoring. Because some people will be looking at the story and they won't realize it is connected to this epic.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. So you can now automatically it's being created in the Icebox. And in order to start on the story, you need to move it from Icebox into backlog. And usually, when we do that, we also vote on the complexity of the story and give it points. You see those bars?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's bars there. So, I mean, this story, I will, usually for this kind of refactoring, we would give it a 1.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, usually at the Scrum, we vote. I mean, people just vote together and we decide on complexity. But anyway, you can set it as 1 for now and press start to start the story. That's it. So now your story has been moved to the current log, to the bottom somewhere.
Okay. Cool.
That's you there. And basically, you're now the owner of the story, so you are responsible for letting people know what's happening. And if you feel that you don't have time to continue or you're stuck or something, just tell people about it and ask somebody to take the story off your hands.
Okay, sounds good.
It happens sometimes, but anyway. Right, okay, so right, there's been like, are you well familiar with Aspect?
Yeah, reasonably. Yeah.
Right,
so I can
okay.
see right away that the syntax needs to be upgraded here.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, there are two major, well, there are two changes in Aspect, but there are two major changes that we sort of feel in our specs is the first one that the syntax has to be changed, all the should, well, basically all the extensions of the object, the monkey patching of the objects like article should, something start, things like that have to go away and be replaced with expect article to have text, blah, blah, blah. And, instead of article stub, we write allow article to receive and return, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the first concern is about the syntax. The second concern is that we have quite a lot of mocks in our tests. At the beginning of the project, it sounded like a good idea, but at this moment, we're trying, where it is possible, to move away from mocks and replace them with factory girl, for example.
Okay.
Now,
yep.
The main concern for that is that, for example, say you have a user model, right, and the method display name like we have here.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, somebody factors the user model and deletes the display name method, altogether. But the spec would still pass because, we're stubbing the display name. And our stub doesn't actually know that this method has been deleted.
Right.
The Aspect 3 has a way of dealing with this. They have this thing which is called verifying doubles. And when you set up a double in Aspect 3, it actually checks if these methods do exist on the real object. But we're now on Aspect 2.99, and that is intentionally because if we move because we have so many deprecations in our code, and we can't just move to Aspect at the moment because we'll just have a bunch of failing tests.
Yeah.
So we decided to lock the version just under 3 or at 2.99, reach all the deprecations, and then move to the next version, upgrade up. Well, yeah, this is basically it. Let's have a look. Let's look at the show spec. If there's anything to be done there.
This actually does have the modern syntax in a few places.
I have a feeling that was me. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was me. I was entering the discus commenting and I was refactoring.
But we still have the stubbing going on up here.
Right, yeah, there is a reason for that. And that is because let me remember why. Actually, Krista, I think it's quite a good idea for me not to remember why, and for you to have a look if it's possible to remove the stubbing.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling that it's could be just possible to do it for the user, and perhaps it's possible for article too.
Okay.
The usual, the frequent reason why we cannot get rid of stubs altogether, or stub models in this case, if, for example, if creating a null object in the database is just too complicated, if it has associations and stuff,
yeah.
But at the same time, the model itself has some complex methods in it, and it's difficult to stub them out. So in that case, we just use stub model, which creates a pretty much, which creates a stub object, but which looks just exactly the same as the real thing.
Okay.
Right. Okay. What about the controller then? Let's have a look. Controllers.
So I noticed there are already factories set up.
Oh yeah, there should be.
So if I look at the articles factory, yeah, I mean it looks quite a bit different from what we're seeing here.
Well, that means that somebody's been using FactoryGo to create a factory elsewhere, but
Yeah.
they weren't using it here. But as I said, I think it's a very good exercise for you to get to get to know the code base, because I mean trying to work out whether you get rid of stub model will get you quite far in understanding what's going on.
Okay.
And now I'm looking at the articles controller, and I can immediately see that you're going to be having fun with it. Because there's like a lot of stuff to refactor here. I would say every line needs refactoring.
Yeah. Okay.
So this should be fun. Yeah. The last edit was in February. Yeah, something to do.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you need to know at this moment?
I guess this assignment for 169.2x is all about pair programming.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't need to pair for all of this work, but I mean, I guess how easy is it to set up an actual pair programming session to work on this, or?
Well, I mean, just as that's exactly why I showed you how. I mean, anytime you feel like you've got time to pair, you just set up a Hangout, and it gets announced on Slack, and people just come in. Like we had people coming into our session. But the best thing is actually to come into Scrum, like you did for the evening Scrum, is to come into Scrum and pick up somebody to pair with.
Okay.
I mean, in future, we're thinking of implementing some kind of a system where you can announce the times when you're available, announce your skills, and then people can just sort, filter, and search for a suitable pairing partner.
Yeah.
But at the moment, basically, it just happens at Scrum. we just pick up a button on Scrum.
Yeah, I saw that the project had been set up to create that kind of system.
Yeah, I mean, Website One is actually the platform for doing all these things. I mean, we're working on Website One itself, but we're actually working on the platform, to make all these things happen.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think that I'd like to get involved in something like that. After sort of graduating from doing something like this, I think maybe, that would be a good, the next step in terms of difficulty.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, in a way, we keep this epic for aspect refactoring, just for people to sort of to start with something easy, straightforward, something that they can start in their own time. But at the same time, I mean, you can pair on this story refactoring aspect, and it's okay. I mean, it's okay to pair, but you can't really execute the real red-green refactor cycle in it.
Yeah.
Because basically your refactoring specs, you should be staying in the green. So basically your idea is to refactor the spec and not to break anything. That's about it.
Right.
But at the same time, you can work on this story. At the same time, you can just come into Scrum and ask if if anybody wants to pair on anything they're working on at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
For example, like me, for example, I'm working at the moment. I'm working on the. You know how I was showing you? You can press the Hangout button on the projects page, but it doesn't get automatically announced into Slack.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually making it now, so it does get announced automatically.
Cool.
And we can pay on that. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, eventually. I mean, I think your thinking is right. This would be a good thing to get started on, just to get familiar with the code base, and I probably wouldn't be too much help to you straight off the bat. So, but maybe after doing this, I'll know more.
Well, it's okay. I mean, don't worry about it. We have. I mean, there are people with just very difficult levels of experience and skill.
Yeah.
And different backgrounds, so just don't worry, just jump in and start doing something. It's okay.
Okay.
Right. So if you want to, we can do some refactoring now in your aspect, or you can just do it on your own and just ask questions on Slack.
Yeah, I think I probably handle this on my own, except maybe when I get to that nasty controller spec, I might come back to the Scrum session.
All right. Okay, no problem. Well, feel free to ask any questions on Slack, and it's probably a good idea to split your pull request into separate pull requests, one for view specs, one for controller, and one for model.
Okay.
You just shorter pull requests just get through much quicker. At the moment, we have only one guy. I mean, we're all doing code reviews, but there's only one guy who's actually doing who's merging the pull requests, and that is Brian. You've met him. Okay. And he's like alone, and there are 40 pull requests there already. Mm-hmm. So it's good to keep them short.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So Christopher, welcome, and have fun. Feel free to ask any questions anytime.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, no problem at all. Right, see you around then.
See you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.